Welcome to this street video. It's about 8:30 in the morning here in Toledo, and we've started our walk just close to the Plaza Toledo at the statue of Miguel de Cervantes, a famous author. Here we are passing the museum of Santa Cruz. It's open to the public during the day. It's got some beautiful works of art. We're walking down towards the river. We're still going around the edge of the museum. It's a building that was originally built and used as a hospital, primarily for orphaned children. So it's got a long and rich history. Going through this square here, Plaza de la Concepción, and another monastery. Lovely old cobbled streets, and a lot of on-street parking. That's the museum up above us. This is another route that people first enter the city if they're arriving by train. Interestingly, the railway station here in Toledo has only one route, one service, and that is direct trains to Madrid, Spain's capital city. So there are several trains during the day, commuters going to Madrid or from Madrid to Toledo, and tourists as well. It's a very fast and efficient train service, but just the one destination. So we get some views from the park here. It's a park that at one time had more buildings back in history. The convent of St. Carmen, but we'll have a little peep over the wall down to the bridge where we're heading. You might just be able to hear the river as it flows over some weirs. Anyway, let's head down. So in another video we saw the bridge of St. Martin, and this bridge that we're going to is one of the other ancient bridges on the opposite side of the city. Passing through the city walls. This is another gateway that we'll pass through to actually then be on the outside of the city wall. I can hear the crossing, so I'm going to try and get across before the traffic. And then we'll look back to the city. Those are the walls there. And then we'll go through and across the bridge. There are beautiful details in the stonework. This is the Alcántara bridge, and it leads across towards what's kind of rather dramatically silhouetted on the horizon there. It's the castle of San Servando. The best views are going to be the ones where we turn round and see the buildings in the city as they get lit up by the early morning sun. You can see how wide the river is at this point. And another of the modern road bridges on the far side there, so it's really a mirror of the walk that we did on the southern side of the city. Hear the geese and other birds. Almost like a sandy beach down at the water's edge there. Now that we're on the opposite bank of the river, we're on what's known as the Valley Road, and there's a footpath that you can walk and do a sort of navigation around the whole of the outside of the city with views back towards the skyline and the river down below. See on the edge of the road there how close to the rocks we are, because it's really been cut out of the edge of the rock itself. Small parking area here, and down to the mirador, or the viewpoint of Alcántara. You see the arches of the bridge. High up on the skyline, the huge palace of the Alcántara, which has got a military museum and a public library on the top floor. We're just going to walk towards the next road bridge because it's the location of an old aqueduct, a high bridge that carried water from rivers and reservoirs several kilometres away and crossed over the top of the river valley here to bring water into the city itself. So whilst the original aqueduct no longer survives, we can just see when we get closer we'll be able to see the foundations of where the arches were. As we approach this road junction, we'll be able to look up to one of the arches, what remains of it. It's just there, kind of silhouetted above where the car was driving. Just see the start of the archway as it's perched up on the rock. And we'll cross back over. So there's some foundations down below. And that section there where you can perhaps see some picnic benches, again is part of where the original aqueduct would have been. Everywhere you look it's a picture postcard view. It's the castle up there, silhouetted against the morning sky. And there's a sign here which is showing a representation of perhaps how ornate and elaborate the construction of the Roman aqueduct was. So we're starting here, part of the route of Don Quixote, which crosses the city, this time next to the river itself, on a walkway. We'll do that walk another time. Don Quixote is the main character in one of the books, perhaps the most famous book, written by Miguel de Cervantes, and that was the author whose statue we saw at the start of this walk. Thanks for joining me, and if you'd like to see other walking routes through Toledo, then just click on the channel link. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.